Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic episode of Nerds of the Round Table. I am your DM today, your discussion master, if you would. In today's panel, we have 6 members. We are starting with Spike. Say hello, Spike. Spike, stop staring at me and say hello, damn it.
Sup?
Bobby? Wow, our audio listeners are going to love this. Mark?
These guys are crazy.
You guys can speak louder, please. Julio? Will?
Guten Tag!
Someone save me! Deebs!
I am here.
Yes!
Fuck you, Deebs. Hey, what's your language? The show just started.
Hey, we're gonna go with that. No,
We're just gonna beep it.
This has been the worst intro ever.
God damn it, I hate you all. These are the worst nerds I've ever had the challenge of working with. And
You're
today's
welcome.
topic, let's
We
start
try.
off like we always do. Game of Thrones, episode 4, season 2. Go!
I saw it!
No, you didn't. Best episode of the season.
you think so?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like the first episode I thought was good. The second episode I thought was shit. The third
Yeah.
episode I was like, come on, TV show, stop sucking. And the fourth episode I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You really felt that way? I just like.
But that's because I am obsessed with the books.
Oh yeah, that's totally true. Yeah, this was a great episode too, though. Just
Fucked up
everything.
episode, too.
Season 1 was so identical to the books that season 2, the first couple episodes, I needed to like warm up to the idea that it was its own entity. Because it's only really this season that it's diverting this much.
Yeah.
But this episode was great. They twisted a few things from the books, but I thought they captured it. They captured the essence, and they really brought it home.
Here's a question: what happened?
What
are
happened
you
in this
talking
episode?
about right now?
No,
I'm just saying is because who knows what no one knows what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
Well,
saying
it
how good
started
it is.
Well,
off.
this typically happens.
Started
every
off
What happened
with-
first?
Yeah, it started off with Rob against the Lannisters, and it had his dire wolf ripping everybody apart. Somebody's talking, and I can hear them.
That's right. You're talking. Keep talking.
I am talking to myself. And the dire wolves rip them apart, and Rob meets this really hot chick. I don't know if she has any meaning.
That was actually right as he was holding that dude down, as the dude's leg was getting cut off.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
very
yeah,
interesting because if you notice, every single scene in this show had an extreme thing happening.
Something like really messed up.
And before it left, every scene just had like a oh my god, torture, and getting killed and all this other stuff.
What's it? Torture porn? Is that what it's
Torture
called?
porn? I don't think
What
Jeffrey's
they call
fetish.
saw?
Yeah, I think Joffrey's just a
Just a
confused
sick little
sicko that
Yeah, I don't
likes
think
to.
he's confused. I think he knows exactly what he
Well,
likes.
He just enjoys it.
He loves having control over women. That's definitely
Yeah.
at least
Stripping
that
Sansa
is
naked.
So to go over that again, like Spike himself had once said, well, what happened? What did he do to control women? Let's give me some examples, Spike, of what Joffrey did this episode to
And
control
the big
women.
thing in this episode, we have Tyrion. I remember his name now.
You didn't
Who's-
even answer my question.
Yeah, I'm trying to say your question.
Yeah,
Answer
Tyrion.
your question.
Tyrion's not
Tyrion
involved.
is just like, oh
He's
yeah,
not a
let's
woman.
send some women for Joffrey because he needs to blow off some
It was-
steam.
because
And
he
then-
was beating up Sansa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sansa.
Oh yeah, that's what happened too. He beat up that poor little girl, his wife, in quotation
Fiancé.
marks. Or,
He's also a bored
Fiancé.
king. Sorry.
yeah.
Where he beat Sansa up because of because Rob's pretty much kicking his ass in the
Yeah.
army.
And then you have that crazy scene with the belt and the scepter.
Yeah,
And
that
the
was-
club.
That
Two
was pretty
whores.
when he
Whores
came
in
into
the
that
front.
room, I was legitimately scared for those two girls.
Yeah.
At first he was like, you like watch his face. At first he's like, why are you here? Get out. And then you can see that he's physically uncomfortable with the fact of like what they're proposing to him. And then something clicks in his head. I can make them do whatever I want. And then he just
Yeah.
gets so
Yep.
comfortable. You see him, like, it goes from, like, you're feeling for him for a second there. You're like, okay, cool, yeah. Oh, he's finally he's gonna get some action. He takes off his belt and goes whipper. And you're like, oh, fuck.
The other crazy thing that he does is that the show does such a good job with pacing and music to create a tense mood. and he was like unhinging the crossbow or like reloading it, and it was just making this awful like, and like he's like, I want you to whip hers, and it was like very calm, and it was like really scary. He's a scary kid.
He is. He really is.
He's a scary kid.
Littlefinger got
That's what
owned this
happens with
episode.
incest.
Okay, we should officially have made a Littlefinger gets owned, because every episode he's gotten owned.
He like the first episode he got owned by Cersei so
Yep.
hard.
Second episode gets owned by third episode he gets owned by Tyrion.
Peter Baelish,
Peter
the
Baelish.
master of coin.
He's the one that's
Oh, okay.
like
He liked Catelyn Tully.
Well, you have me believe that everything is like this.
That's,
is
Is
how
he
he
one of
talks.
the
How he
three
talks.
dudes?
yeah,
Is he the
Yeah.
skinny one?
yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Okay,
he's the
okay.
whore guy.
Yeah, the
He has a
whore.
horse.
There we go. The
Yeah.
whore guy.
But he's gotten owned. He's had some pretty good stuff. I'm actually starting to see him as the guy that everybody wants to see get owned, and that might be setting up for something. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he's getting owned quite a bit. I also feel like Tyrion is getting away with a lot.
Oh,
Do you know-
yeah.
Do you know who? Oh, do you know who gave a good speech to in this movie that finally someone's actually saying it to? And it's what's his name? The guy, the talker who's got his junk cut off.
Viserys.
Varies.
Varys.
Bald
Yeah, the
head.
dude with the bald head.
He gave that speech and basically he said something along the lines of like, you know, people just bow down to the kings. You know, they don't.
The
They
illusion
don't.
of power.
Yeah, the illusion of power.
The shadows
That's
on the
it.
wall.
That's exactly.
Oh, and then
like,
the horse scene.
'cause I
If
was
they
trying
could-
to
they could've
say
just
too,
killed him
like
Yeah.
you know
before
that
he picked
part
up the
when
crossbow.
Stark was betrayed.
By Littlefinger.
Yeah. See, I was never upset at Littlefinger. I was upset as the dude because, you know,
I mean,
there comes a
Littlefinger
line-
warned him too. Don't trust me.
Littlefinger warned him, but at the same time, the guys with the weapons, who have the real power in that room, could have said no. People could say no so often in the time and totally get away with it, and they just don't do it because they're just so captivated by all this power that they think is there.
Would you
By the
have
w-
said no?
Yes, I would have.
You would have said no, and then he would have killed you.
I'm talking if I was the leader of the crew of people. If I was one soldier, hell no, I'm not retarded.
Oh.
But if I was the leader of them and I had all the weapons and I was in control of the other people with weapons, really in control, because I was their
But they're just
general.
looking out for themselves. It betters themselves by doing what they're
Yeah,
they're
but
told.
at the same time,
They
you
don't
know,
want
they
their
can have
honor tarnished as a
That's-
turncloak
This
or a
is another
kingslayer,
episode
for
where
example.
Tyrion's like, "Are you seriously gonna do whatever he says?
Yeah.
You're gonna beat a woman."
Exactly,
You're gonna
that's
beat a
what I'm
girl.
talking.
Yeah.
By the way, sick
Oh, the
part.
threat.
That's a threat. I love that
Yeah.
line too.
That's a threat. Is he American? Is Dinklage American or is he British?
I don't know.
I think he's American
I think
because
because he's doing a very good job with that
Can
accent.
you go into that a little bit more? What happened? Who was he talking to about?
Oh.
This is a threat.
Sansa was just like on the ground, and Joffrey was stripping her naked, and he called Joffrey out on it. 'cause-
Joffrey.
Joffrey,
It's
sorry.
okay.
Called him out on it, and the
Joffrey.
number one guard for the king stepped up and said, how dare you threaten the king, when he said something along the lines of, if you mess with people too much, they're going to strike back eventually. And then, so he says, I'm sorry, if you interrupt me again, and then he orders his dude, I don't remember his name, but
Bronn.
He says, Bronn, if he speaks again, kill him. And he turns around and goes, that was a threat.
See the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then he didn't speak.
The best from that scene though was when, or one of the best things from that scene is when Sansa's walking out and and Tyrion's like, "I'm so sorry, Lady Stark," and everything, and then he's like,
Yes,
"What did he
good
say?"
question.
He's like, he asks her something, and she's just like, "I'm true to my one."
Yes,
Yo.
do you really
Oh
want to
yeah.
marry him?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
might make it through this yet.
Yeah, Mrs.
Yeah.
Stark might make it through this, yes. So what else happened? We gotta probably wrap it up a little
Yeah,
bit, but there was
Well, it was the best. It was the best that I've seen yet from Targaryen. It was the best one,
Daenerys?
Daenerys.
Oh,
Because
'cause
Karth
they
was
skipped
kind of
over
cool.
it.
The
But we-
13, I can tell that. That's
Wait,
gonna be
we
a-
haven't
the
seen much
13
about
thing?
Karth.
That was a
I actually,
great part.
having read the books, Zoran Zaxos, I don't no idea how to say his name. The chunky,
big black
the big black guy.
Yeah, the big black guy.
He
just,
was like, I didn't picture him like that at all, but I think he's perfect for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
knowing the character,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know
he
what
does
that
a really
is.
good job.
I can't wait
Although-
to find out what it is.
Karth, as it's called. Karth.
Karth, the land.
Okay.
Yeah. So that city, it's actually very far east. Very far east.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in the book, they really, really go above and beyond trying to explain the wall outside of Karth. And now, I'm not sure if on the outside of Karth, like there's some big separator wall that separates like the internal city wall or something. But in the book, they made this really ornate, really beautiful 3-segmented wall that was not present in this episode. So I'm interested to see if that happens in this next episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's just a couple more things that we need to say happen. Arya made it to Harrenhal.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
another new place that we met today.
That was
The
pretty
Melted
intense,
Castle.
the
with
torture
rat.
scene.
Oh,
with
and with
the rat.
Tywin.
Yeah.
Tywin Lannister,
Yeah.
Jaime and Cersei's dad, going there, being the man.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. Taking Arya out of
She's a
maid
good, you
service.
idiot.
And now, I know that we're going to be wrapping up, so there's one more thing that we got to talk about.
people really care about this.
Yes, they do. They really
A
do.
lot.
Game of Thrones, Julio.
The most important thing probably in this entire episode, especially because of what happens next episode, was Stannis, Catelyn, and Renly meeting and talking about
The
some sort of
standoff.
potential alliance. Renly
And then he
and
said
Stannis.
at dawn. He said at dawn.
Yeah. Oh, at dawn. Yeah. If they don't meet at dawn to say that things are good.
Oh, the civil war between the
going-
brothers?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're gonna fight.
So,
Yeah.
so what do you guys think? Who do you think is gonna come out on top from this, Stannis or Renly?
I don't know.
I don't know.
One has
Because of the
demon
end of the
babies.
Stannis has
Stannis.
Davos
Demon
and-
babies.
I
Demon
mean,
baby.
I would like to see Demon Baby fight really big woman.
What?
And just an epic.
Are those characters?
Demon Baby
versus
yeah,
woman.
Demon Baby versus Big Woman versus Brienne versus who else is like an extreme because everybody has one of those like
Catelyn's there by
Braun.
herself.
Braun versus
the
the
dude
mountain.
with the messed up face.
the mountain or the
He's called
hound.
the
Is he the
Mountain?
hound?
No, you're talking about the dog, the mountain's brother.
The hound.
Yeah, I think it is
What
called
kind
the
of
Hound.
characters?
The hound. Who else is like extreme?
These are all nicknames.
The
The dire wolves.
wolves. Like if all of
The
those
dire
guys
wolves
just got together and
versus-
fought, that would be sick.
That would be
Mhm.
sick.
The horses.
The dragons.
Well, we're not gonna find out for the
Alright,
3
so-
seasons.
So
I just
Alright.
have one
Free.
question, quick.
Yeah,
Because you read the book. What's going on with the Dothraki right now? Because they did not really say.
Alright, well,
Are they just heading back home, or are they going?
what
We
happens with
already
the
saw him,
Dothraki
man.
is the Dothraki follow power. Right?
Okay, yep.
And when Khal Drogo died, they refused to follow a woman, so
Yep.
they went after the next most powerful Dothraki man. They call them Khals.
Yeah.
So they're all following, like, Khal Drogo's, what are they called? Khalasar
Mm-hmm.
has dispersed. A few people stayed with Queen Daenerys because
Yeah,
of her
'cause
giving birth
her
to
brother.
dragons. That's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them are just perusing around the Red Waste and the what's it called, the Phase Dothrak and such things.
All right. I wasn't sure if they were actually still gonna go after towards King's Landing, or if they were just gonna head home. Because I
Well,
don't think they really touched
right
on
now, the only Dothraki that matter are with Daenerys, and they're
Mhm.
at Karth, which is just about as far away as you could possibly
Anything
get.
else?
it.
All right.
Oh, the returning of Ned,
Hey!
Ned Stark's bones too. That was pretty
Game
cool.
of
Oh,
Thrones.
yep, yep.
That was
And then there's the.
Yeah.
What's
And
next?
now we're moving on to the Legend of Kora.
Something I can contribute to. Will and Julio have a dialogue about the Legend of Kora.
Well,
Julio, you start.
you saw it, right?
Well, yeah, well, I mean, what is there to say?
What isn't there to say?
It was awesome.
I mean,
Better, worse than the last Airbender.
No.
you can't compare 'em.
Incomparable.
You can't compare 'em.
Thank you.
I mean, it's the entirely like new setting. You got like a
Relax,
1930s
No.
esque Manhattan
We're talking about the
setting.
series or the episode.
We're talking about the episode. Summarize
All
the
of the
episode for us, Julio.
episodes so far.
I feel bad that you've been quiet this whole episode.
It was about they needed money.
Who are they?
The twin brothers, Bolin and
Mako.
Mako, yeah.
Mako.
Yeah, so Bolin he joins a gang for money, and he gets in a gang fight and gets kidnapped by
The
by
purifiers.
the anti-benders.
Equalists.
The Equalists. Yes.
Those are the bad guys in the series.
What are the Equalists doing?
Bad.
What is the revelation?
Should I reveal it?
Yeah. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Oh, this the main antagonist.
I'm on.
Yeah, that guy. Well, he plans to rid the world of benders. He has this power, like the Avatar did at this series finale. Energy bending. He could like take the powers from the benders, and they could be benders no more.
That's
I
wild.
like how you have to have a somewhat of a knowledge of the world that came before this series too.
Well, no, I don't think that
what's-
you need to have
Well,
it.
you
but
don't
I
you
think
don't
that
have to,
just
but it
makes
helps.
exciting.
Well, it makes
Well,
it better because it's a universe. It's all like
It's a universe.
They're making it into like an extended universe.
Yeah,
Yep.
What
exactly.
really struck me about this episode was in the previous 2 episodes, you were shadowed, you were told about Amon. He's the bad guy, the leader of the Equalists, or Equalizers, equal something. And you get like, okay, he's the bad dude, but you don't really know how dangerous he is. You don't know what he can do. All you know is that he has some followers.
He has a voice basically.
He has a voice, and he's there. In this
It's a
episode,
mask.
from beginning to end, it's just like you gradually escalate. Like, okay, this guy has super bodyguards that can chi block. He's a little more dangerous. Okay, he can rally like 10,000 people to his cause. It's a little more dangerous. And then you realize how dangerous he is. He can take Bender's powers away. He can energy bend a power originally only reserved to the spirits and the Avatar.
Aang. In fact, that is how Aang
I think he can.
beat
Exactly,
the
that-
Phoenix King.
That is how Aang beat Ozai. And just the fact that this guy, who's supposedly a non-bender, can manage this feat is...
Who is he?
At that one moment where he took away Lightning Bolt Zolt's powers, it's like, holy crap, this guy is serious shit.
I love
Guy's
that,
a
like
badass.
the lightning, and then it turns to fire.
It just degrades, gradually degrades, as his powers wane and eventually death.
And you see the you see a first person shot of him being put on his knees. Just
And that was one of the best. That was the best about this finale is that it was like this 360.
yeah.
Of him just like
What?
done.
I think it's really cool that at the
end
very
of the
beginning of this
first
episode, at the
series.
beginning of this
He takes
series,
the power away, does the 360.
Oh yeah.
I think at the beginning of this series, the fact that they're introducing this character, Anan, I believe was his name, Amon, the fact that he can use what was the single most important move from the last series immediately at the beginning shows a very interesting thing about the changes going on in the world.
Which
I
you
think
see
that's
that with
really
all
cool.
the bending elements, all of a sudden all the firebenders are able to
Lightning.
direct lightning
The
and
metal benders?
everyone's
Metal
a
benders
metal
were sick.
bender.
I haven't seen any
Yeah.
bloodbenders yet.
Not yet, but
No,
I
Bond
bet
is
you
special
that
'cause it's only on the full moon.
Katara. Shut up!
Yeah.
I bet you that Katara has a very emergency ability taught Korra that at some point.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see it eventually when she's in a very
Oh, how
desperate
cool would that
situation.
be? Yeah, like the first time, like they don't mention it at all, and then she's fighting Amon, like trying to stay as far away from Amon as humanly possible.
Of course she
And-
can't,
and
because-
he's like dodging all of her fire bending attacks, water bending attacks, air bending attacks, and all of a sudden he goes,
Can't air bend yet.
Wait a minute, but
She doesn't
Korra-
want to
that's
do
the
it, but she
only
has
person
to.
who
She has
can do
no
it, though.
choice.
No,
I'm
there could
willing
be
to
a thing.
bet you
She might not be able to
$100.
take it away from her.
Who?
willing
Whose
to bet you
spiritual
big
power
money
is more
that
powerful,
Katara
do you
taught her
think?
that.
Korra's or
There are
Amon's?
too many fucking
That's
people
a
talking
good
at
question.
once.
Who? That's
Pissing me off.
Because he
Well,
got
Amon
this.
is-
who.
The argument will be that Amon's power is driven by hatred and
Hmm. But
I think we're
There's-
forgetting something real big though about this
is he
series
Toby?
though.
what's
The
Oman's
fact that-
motive?
The fact that though that
is a
we
miniseries?
have a very big privilege right now of actually seeing the other side of a story. Like think about the last series. Me and Chris
it's
were
all
just talking-
benders.
No,
Yeah,
it was all
we
about
never-
a rebellion. And now we are seeing the quote bad guy side of everything because think about all the stuff that dude just said. Bending's great and everything, but he's right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Benders have
That's
started
why I
all the
really
war.
like it.
So both
But have
causes
they
are
started all the
extremely
wars?
justified,
He's a
and
hero.
any one of them has the right to win, in my opinion. We're just gonna see who
Well,
does.
I think
He's a
maybe
jerk.
if you're a younger viewer, you might view it from he's bad.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah,
they're
you're
going to
definitely
take
gonna-
that view of like they're going to make you feel conflicted about who's right and who's wrong.
Exactly.
They did it in the last series too. Not as much. It was a little bit more fire.
It was a
sad.
lot more
Yeah.
one-sided.
But
Yeah.
what they did the same thing though. Is when they got to Zuko, you felt conflicted. You didn't want to like him, like you didn't.
But you
I
felt
did
for him.
because yeah, you felt for him. But at the same time, in this series, it's going to be. I feel like it's going to take a similar route where you might start feeling for this. Maybe not Amon, but that
Their
group of
cause,
people.
yeah. I mean, you'll
We'll see episodes where everyone's repressed
Yeah.
by the Benders, and
Yeah.
examples of that.
And I'm willing to
We
bet
already
that we
saw
will
examples
see.
of that too
We'll
in
see
the
a
beginning
lot
of the series.
people really resonating with that cause too. We'll see like the masses really resonating with that cause, and it'll be interesting because do you side with the oppressors?
Is there a need for the Benders anymore? Because there was a need for them, to keep the people safe in their
And-
respective kingdoms. But now
and-
there's everyone united. Who cares?
And also, like the Benders had their place because there was no technology up to a certain standard.
Yeah.
And now, just one small example. I mean, first of all, if you look at Republic City, it's full of all sorts of technology that we're doing things that Benders used to do potentially. But now there's that one dude with the backpack
Yeah.
who's like attacking with like the lightning sticks. That's very much technology mirroring Benders.
Yeah, what's up with the cars?
The cars, just because it's progressed. Like
It's
this is
70
100
years
years
since the
after
last
the end.
series.
Technology's
70 years?
changing the
Yeah.
culture in
So
the
it's
TV
like
show,
Early
changing the
20th
progression
century.
of the
No,
story.
Yeah, it's,
Quantum
like
leap
think of it as it
technology.
takes place in like the
Well,
1930s.
think about the last 70 years of technology.
40s.
And the 70 years
True.
before that.
True, but basically, my conflict is that you're going from like, what would you characterize like
The time period?
compare like of the first series?
First
I
series
would
was
say
simplicity
colonial.
peasant. Yeah.
Yeah, like 1700s. Then
Well,
like now it's like
pre-industrial
1930s.
Well, don't
Revolution.
forget too.
This is
They already had
industrial
the
revolution.
Yeah, this
technology,
is.
the
That's why
fire
it's
kingdom.
changing
Yeah,
the culture,
and
because
so
that's
they
what
were-
And
technology
it was
does.
70
Just
years
kept
of
it to
peace and
themselves.
soul pop progress. There was no
Although,
war.
in our universe, technological advancement
7
only
years.
happens in times
From
of war.
war.
But
yeah.
one last thing to say, one thing that I really, really, really want to see in this is
Fireworks.
Aang's grandson versus Amon. Saying like in these different animes, they've emulated it.
Yeah.
And now there was a movie that had a lot of Muay Thai in it.
24-point bombs.
What's it called?
Anbak.
Ong Bak. Yes.
1, 2, and 3.
My favorite martial arts moment in history
Wait, what?
is Ong Bak 2,
Oh, I was gonna say
the
on
elephant scene.
What?
Has anyone seen the elephant scene in Ong Bak 2?
I
don't even know what the hell you're talking
Ong
I don't
Bak
even
2
know
is
what
a
that
martial
is.
arts movie about this guy
Is it
who
huge,
uses
Elbows
Muay
and
Thai.
knees.
When did it come out?
And he fights an
A long time
elephant.
ago. No. He's fighting like this one crazy like woods witch martial artist. Some
On
like
an
absolute.
elephant?
Well, they're fighting around elephants. He fights like this dude at the beginning on an elephant, and then he jumps on the elephant's head and goes, thus conquering the elephant. The elephants are all
The elephant.
no. At that point, the
Conquering
elephants
the
like
elephants.
like
Then you
he
blink.
showed listen. He showed
There'll
them
be a
his
new-
power, and by showing him his power, like the elephants respected him. And at the end of the movie, he's fighting that woods
little bit
witch, and it's
pissed off.
such an insane battle, and they're running and fighting on stampeding elephants,
He also broke
And-
sorry.
and then the woods witch. Oh, you have to see it. It was so awesome.
He breaks a helmet with his knee in one of the movies he's in.
Really?
What's that guy's name? Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
Tony
Yeah.
Jaa. I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's
All
awesome.
right, who else? Who else?
I'm
I'm still trying to think. I have a
think-
name, but I want to think.
Nah,
of
this
something.
one's just been stuck in my head ever since the topic was raised earlier. And it's all I can think about is the Drunken Master 2, the whole bar axe gang scene where Jackie Chan just basically kicks like 100 guys' asses, and they all have axes. He's got nothing but like bamboo reeds. He's just killing them all, pushing them out the window, and even
And then
later
He
in
jumps
that.
out the window, right?
Yeah, and later in that movie,
remember this movie.
when he's fighting like the big like capitalist guy who's like fancy with his feet,
Ooh, when he has to drink like that and he spits fire.
Show us, Blake.
Exactly.
Show us.
just like the progression of like, okay, Jackie Chan, he can't beat this guy originally, then he gets all drunken masters, like, ooh, I can't predict him, and it's just like
He's drunk.
because he's drunk.
I'm like
He's
green
unpredictable.
alcohol.
Kinimoto versus
Like
Rock Lee.
riot punch,
If you say
riot
where you
punch,
get, like, animal
drunk.
power.
So much so that he spits
He has less
fire.
power.
Riot punch
Late.
drunk.
But what if he gets too drunk?
Oh my! Wait,
can't have it.
Dean, what's your favorite scene?
I don't know
Yes.
too
You
much
don't
kung
know?
fu, so my
Right.
only thing would be Kung Fu Panda.
What is hey, good scenes
So-
though. I really like the part to get the fight between, what do you call? All the fights. I mean, they're all good. But for
One
me,
at a time.
Yeah,
Who
seriously,
saw
everyone's
Kung
fucking
Fu
talking to
Hustle?
each other.
No, you were talking about that.
Wait.
Did I not call that?
Or Buddhist.
we talked
Palm,
about
that
it already.
movie. Kung Fu Hustle. Like it's like a Matrix, but it's like 1930 China.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like in
My
the
favorite
it was in the apartment
any
complex.
scene from that movie, the one
The last fighting scene when he fights all of them.
it's not my favorite scene,
You
but I don't know, it is sort of my favorite. But it's what's the reason why it's so favorite is because of the build up to the scene. He's like,
Yeah.
there's a group of people,
This makes
and
sense.
this dude just got his butt kicked, and he's like, who did? And no one says a word. They take the kids, they drag them over, they open up the can of kerosene, and they're pouring in slow motion. He lights it. Who did this? And then he throws it, and then some dude just comes out of nowhere. It was me. And then he comes out flying, get go pow pow, split get go pow, and then he just like fighting everybody, and no one's hat is falling off, and the dudes just come out, and then they all die.
what?
So everyone dies?
Yeah, everyone dies because
the
there's
hands-
another sick scene where these guys are playing this really big guitar violin thing, and they're just going woo woo, and it like flings out spirit
Oh,
swords.
yeah.
And,
The
great
musicians.
great movie. And the dude with the hand at the end,
I want to see it now.
flying from Earth,
You
just
haven't
go,
seen it? That's
really
the greatest
funny.
movie
so
ever.
good.
It's really
So
funny.
good.
It's like funny.
Yeah.
Like
Because
Kung Pao.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
because of what makes the movie so sick for me is
Ultimate
because
Attack.
like it's a sick transformation for the character. Like you don't really see the guy as being who he becomes at the end, and it makes it that much better for me.
You didn't even learn martial arts. You just
No.
Alright.
What was your favorite martial arts
Is
scene,
it?
Julio?
Is this?
that movie, Kung Fu Hustle.
Where?
I'm like, huge
The entire
fan.
movie is the favorite scene.
So great.
Shut
Bobby.
up.
I would
Enlighten me.
say. I was gonna say The Matrix, but that's everybody loves that movie.
But it's a great one though.
It is
You got
great. It is really
the
good.
360 camera shot. That was like the first of its kind.
Matrix
Yeah.
Revolution.
But I'd have to say most of my favorite any type of fight scene or any type of kung fu or martial arts comes from animation, and both. I know that
So realistic.
the Avatar, Last Airbender, there's a lot of mixtures of like martial arts. But I'd say my favorite animation that uses martial arts is probably Samurai Champloo or Cowboy Bebop,
Rock Lee
where
Naruto.
Yes.
because Spike actually knows kung fu, and he's
Not you.
Like,
not.
The episode when he teaches the guy how to fight. I did it. I
Yeah.
did it.
yeah he's that's about it.
I'm sorry, but just that, like, I know exactly the episode he's talking about, and I watched it
What
up to
episode?
the end,
Oh yeah.
and so I don't know that guy fucking died.
You didn't know that? Why did you just stop? You died at like the last
who was the
minute.
cowboy?
man.
I don't know, I was
What?
taken away.
The one who rides the horse and they're
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
building, and he's like, who the hell are you?
Yeah. It's like his equal in his ego. That's such a good, well-written. Band.
Yes, Cowboy Bebop is a great show.
Yeah.
Three ninjas.
You
Hulk
mean
Hogan.
What?
Three ninjas like with the kids and the
Oh
different.
yeah.
Wait, what?
That
And they
was
ma-
some
and they
real-
make the
some
pepper
magic.
bombs and they go onto the ship and they fight
What are you
everybody.
talking about?
That
What
was
the
some real
hell are
magic.
you
You don't know there was the white one, the yellow one, and the green one, and they all had their.
What does this have
masks.
to do with Hulk Hogan?
Rocky. I'd have to say though
Hulk
the
Hogan
best.
was in
Rocky
it.
one.
Oh, you? Oh, okay. I thought you meant like this was
I'd have to say the best
Oh,
Wrestling
their
WWE.
match,
names?
though, is-
I don't know any of them.
WCW.
And they have some of the worst sequels ever made in the history of cinema. Just sit there and watch 5 minutes of, I think it's the third one, and it involves like helping out Indians, not Indians as in, from India, Native Americans.
They call them what they are.
It is like
Indians.
It's the worst. It's the worst thing ever made. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there.
Wait, what movie?
Say what you want about funny games and other
I
movies.
apologize if that was offensive.
All right, Christian, come on.
Alright, basically we're wrapping up here. I've got one interesting thing to throw at you. Each one of you, I want you to name who you think is the richest fictional character ever. Because Forbes
Richest
In
Forbes
terms of what?
of just money.
of like
Okay.
four, like what you were
Of how much money they have.
What about
Well,
Wisconsin?
Scrooge McDuck, of course.
Listen, Forbes magazine put out an actual list of the top 15. I want to see if you can get number 1.
Scrooge McDuck.
So go in a circle, starting with Spike.
No, don't start with me because I'm trying to think.
Who
Lex
act-
Luthor. That's one of the ones
Lex
that came
Luthor is
to my
definitely up
brain.
there. I know he
Iron
is.
But there's what about people who own like
No,
entire
Bruce Wayne is
planets?
Bruce Wayne must be up there.
I
on
feel-
Earth. Or no, not on Earth. Just fictional. It's literally.
Well,
All
no,
right,
it's
can you
bad.
give us
Do they have to
any-
be bad
is it
guys or
from-
good
is-
guys?
Is he a live action guy or is he a cartoon person / comic book?
It's fictional everywhere. It's not even. It's
The
if-
first guy though, number one.
number
Give us
1.
that
I want you to
Tony-
guess to see if you can
I know
get it.
Tony Stark's up there.
All right, you want to guess Tony Stark?
What about like all
No,
of Umbrella
I just-
Corporation?
to know.
Oh.
All right, I'll give you number
Bro, the zombie.
Give us number 5
Number
and
4.
10. Give us 5 and 10.
5 and 10.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
10 is Mr. Monopoly with 2.5
I
billion.
knew it.
Number 5 is Tony Stark with 9.3 billion.
I would have been close, but I guessed that.
Bruce Wayne is richest.
Scrooge McDuck.
So number
Bruce
1.
Wayne is probably less rich.
Let's
than-
all guess.
Oh,
number
what are we
one.
talking about? We're morons. Richie Rich.
Batman
He's the
Unlimited.
richest one of them all.
I
not-
really hope you're wrong.
Actually, Richie Rich is number 6 at 8.9 billion.
See, dude, Richie Rich
Bruce
is up
Wayne,
there.
right?
Is Scrooge
Bruce
McDuck
Wayne,
on it?
hey, Bruce
Bruce
Wayne
Wayne.
is number 8 at 6.9
Are you
billion.
kidding me? Come
Wow,
on, he
he's
has
less than
Batman
Tony Stark.
What about
that? Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Dude, look at Tony
Yeah,
Stark.
okay, okay.
Do
agreed,
they
okay.
exchange?
Not on the list.
What? Who'd you say?
Scrooge McDuck.
Is it Doctor Doom?
No,
Tywin
not on the
Lannister.
list.
Lex
Tywin
Luthor?
Lannister is
He's on
number
the list.
12 at 2.1
What
billion.
about Darth Vader?
No,
Not on the
Vader,
list.
no.
He doesn't own anything.
Somebody from Star Wars is really rich, though. I know there's somebody.
Jar
Yeah,
Jar
but they're
Binks.
not on
Jar Jar
Earth
Binks.
though.
Jabba the Hutt.
Not on the
Not
list.
on the list at all. You,
Nope.
He's not on Earth.
What
What
about
kind of
the
list is
Emperor?
this?
The Emperor's not rich.
They need-
He's just
needs to be
rich in
revised.
politics. He's like powerful.
Would you like to
So-
know the top 5?
Sure.
No, give us number 4 and then just give us
okay,
a chance to
Christian,
try to guess
give us the top
3.
5 and let's debate it.
Top 5.
Give us 4 and then let us
Yeah,
guess.
4. Give us
At number
4.
5 is Tony Stark, Iron Man at 9.3 billion. At number 4 is Jed Clampett, the Beverly Hillbillies at 9.8 billion. Number 3 is Carlisle Cullen, the Twilight Saga at 36.3 billion.
That.
Oh, number 2 is
Void.
number 2
Doesn't
is
even count.
all fictional characters ever. It doesn't matter if they suck or not. It's
Dumbledore?
ever.
I don't care. Void.
Flintheart, Glomgold, Uncle Scrooge, 51.9
You were-
billion.
He was
Nice.
right, you
That's
idiot.
not. He said Scrooge
said-
McDuck.
Oh,
Not Uncle Scrooge.
come on.
That's who he is. He's
No.
Scrooge McDuck. Don't dispute that. Will's right. Don't care what you say, Mr. Discussion Master.
What about Mr. Krabs?
Boom! He swims in a
Alright,
pool of his
let's
own
guess
money.
Number 1. Let's pool our brains.
Pool our brains together.
For
It's
number
Mr. Krabs, right?
Scrooge McDuck.
Mr. Krabs barely has $1 million.
Who wipes his ass with
Christian,
money?
where was Doctor Doom on
No,
there?
all right. Flintheart Glomgold is the antagonist to Scrooge McDuck in DuckTales.
The dude who's number 3?
He's the bad guy. Number 2
What?
is Flintheart Glomgold is Scrooge McDuck's arch enemy.
So I'm still kind of right.
You're in that area, but no.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
What's
Wait,
what's the
is that
guy's
Martin
name?
Luther
Money
Uncle
Bucks.
Scrooge.
Flintheart
Money Bucks on that?
Glomgold from Uncle Scrooge.
Oh.
Alright, can you give us
Wait.
the universe?
No.
It's too
It's
obvious.
too obvious.
Cartoon or
Yeah, can you give us the medium?
Should we know?
Book, movie, or comic
Should we
book?
know it? Should it just be like?
As nerds, you should have a good guess. I can't give you the medium.
Really?
Can't.
come on, we're clueless here.
Once I say it, it's
Who
over.
is the richest of the rich? Who can buy anything?
If you think like that, you'll never get it.
Indiana Jones.
Think, who can't? Who?
Hey,
what way do we have to think?
Is it like
Mandarin?
Nicolas Cage from the National Treasure?
No,
No.
I don't know.
Guys,
Rings, he can
Nicolas
take whatever the
Cage
fuck he
from
wants.
Martin, if
Nicolas
anyone can
Cage.
get it, it would be Mark or Bobby.
I feel weird.
That's
Really?
how I feel.
Oh.
Is he?
What,
Is he
what
just?
can I get?
Not even close, huh?
Oh wait!
Like
Is
Princess
he the
Peach?
dude from
Bruce
Wayne.
Contact?
No.
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 Is he from Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Come on,
There's
movie.
no
or-
way in that.
Yeah.
The
Is it a
Doctor
movie?
from Doctor
No.
Come on, tell me if it's a movie.
No.
Bowser.
Not a movie.
Not yet.
Is it a movie or not?
Is it from Breaking Bad?
No.
Is it a video game?
No.
I was gonna say Gus, but He must be.
Come on,
All
come
right,
on.
this is taking too long.
I don't know.
Come on,
Oh,
give us
he's
a clue.
either.
Wait,
What's his
wait,
face
wait.
from Lord of the Rings?
No.
Is it a dude or a chick?
Getting close.
Lord of the Rings. I'm getting close.
Wait,
Oh wait,
Lord of the
Harry
Rings.
Potter.
No.
It is Lord of the Rings, though.
Close.
Game of Thrones?
No.
Chronicles of Narnia.
What's close to Lord of the Rings? Quick out.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Are you talking about?
Is it it's the Hobbit, the Dwarven Lords of the Hobbit.
Closer.
The ring.
Are you
possesses
talking
the
about
power.
Skyrim?
No.
No.
No,
I'm
no
talking
video
about.
games.
Tim, give me a
You
camera.
want to make the Skyrim game?
Who?
Give me a camera, Tim.
Smog the dragon.
Yes.
He just said Smog.
Smog. Number
Oh, yeah.
one. The Hobbit. $62 billion.
Okay, well I was
62
close.
billion
I was close.
I didn't know that, anyways.
Smog? Yeah, I didn't either.
What the heck?
Hey, Lord of the Rings though.
What?
Yeah.
And
after
that's
like
gonna
18
wrap
guesses.
up.
Wait, what?
I know.
What was
And
that?
how would you saying it's a book give it away? You
Because
idiot.
when you
I
get
think I
books,
win.
the first thing people think of when you go books, Lord of the Rings.
I don't think that's true.
I think
No.
that's very true.
No, I think of Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight.
The Gibbon tree.
I think of the Remnant series by the author of Animorphs.
They must have missed people on that list. There's no way. They do it.
These guys are hardcore geeks that literally, to figure out Smog's worth,
I
they
never read
counted
that.
Yo, I'm gonna send
never
any
read
all
that.
of,
letter
like
to
the
the editor.
stomach of the scales. They figured out how long Smog was and figured out how much gold was under him and how much diamonds, rubies, and everything he.
Wait,
But you know,
The-
Smog
his gold
died,
is
and then
his
all
body?
that gold
Need
went
to
to
give it
And
away.
then there's some of that.
Thorin Oakenshield and his descendants.
Cool.
So that means the money was spread out still, though.
That
No
means
one
that
person
means
had
it
all that
belongs to
money.
the Dwarven Lords.
But no, but that means so. But it's spread out.
No,
We're
the
talking
dwarves
about
are
a
greedy
single
assholes.
Person.
Yeah, it would have belonged to
Single
There's a
one Lord.
paradox.
Person.
Because they wouldn't care. They'd like, okay, it's mine.
But dwarves are not
Put it back in
one
the cave.
person.
They wouldn't share it with each other. The dwarves.
And that wraps up this terrific episode of Nerds of the Round Table. They could debate this for a long time, but
Frodo
this has
versus
gone too
Tyrion.
long. I'm getting tired. We're
Who do you
wrapping
have in a
up.
fight?
Goodbye, good people.
Tyrion.
Tyrion or
Frodo.
Frodo?
Tyrion.
Yeah,
would-
Tyrion.
Wait,
doesn't-
Frodo's
Frodo?
been through some
Yo,
crap.
off
Yeah,
the
but they're
record,
fighting.
I'm on shrooms right now.
Sword to
Frodo
sword.
is missing a finger because
Yeah,
it got bit off.
Far from eight.
What finger?
You did?